Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samar News. Here are today's headlines. Germany has offered cash to Afghan nationals stranded in Pakistan if they abandon plans to enter Europe's largest economy under a frozen resettlement programme. Interior Minister Alexander Dobrindt said only Afghans with final security clearance would be allowed entry. Around 2,000 people approved for relocation remain stuck in Pakistan after Berlin froze the scheme to curb migration. Oxfam activists, wearing oversized papier-mâché heads of global leaders, have staged a sleeping on the job protest in Belém, Brazil, days before the port city hosts the COP30 climate summit. The protest highlighted what the charity described as the inaction of major powers amid escalating climate impacts. In New York City, Zohran Mamdani, a 34-year-old Democratic socialist, has won the mayoral race, capping a meteoric and unlikely rise from an anonymous state lawmaker to one of the country's most visible Democratic figures. And in Virginia and New Jersey, moderate Democrats Abigail Spanberger and Mickey Sherrill won their elections for governor with commanding leads, respectively. Democrats have swept a trio of races in the first major elections since Donald Trump regained the presidency, elevating a new generation of leaders and giving the beleaguered party a shot of momentum ahead of next year's congressional elections. New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani has wasted no time calling out President Donald Trump, formally kicking off the battle that will likely define relations between the 34-year-old mayor and the president whose celebrity is tied to the city. Mamdani, a Democrat, said during a Tuesday night speech, "Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up," to a raucous crowd of supporters shortly after being declared the victor. Mamdani made countering the 79-year-old Republican president's actions in the city, especially on immigration, a centerpiece of his campaign. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump says the ongoing government shutdown was a big factor behind Republican Party losses on Election Day. He told Republican senators that the results came mostly from Democrat-heavy areas and admitted the shutdown hurt Republicans. Trump added that his own absence from the ballot also played a role in the party's poor performance. The US Supreme Court has questioned President Trump's authority to impose sweeping global tariffs without Congress's approval. The 9 justices are weighing whether the president lawfully invoked his authority. They expressed skepticism during a tense hearing that reviews his use of emergency powers to levy tariffs on China, Mexico, and other countries. Lower courts had earlier ruled that Trump exceeded his authority by using a 1977 emergency law to impose the tariffs. The challenge has been brought by 3 business groups and 12 US states, mostly Democratic-led. Russian President Vladimir Putin has ordered officials to prepare proposals on possible nuclear weapons testing after President Trump signaled a US resumption. Putin said Moscow would match any nuclear test by another power. Defense Minister Andrei Belousov told him that Russia's Arctic site at Novaya Zemlya is ready for full-scale tests if required. Russia says its forces are advancing north inside the Ukrainian city of Pokrovsk and clearing out Kyiv's troops in a drive to take full control of what has been an important transport and logistics hub for the Ukrainian army. Ukraine has acknowledged its troops face a difficult position in the strategic eastern city, which Russia has been trying to capture for more than a year, but denies they are surrounded and says reinforcements are on their way. A UPS wide-body cargo plane has crashed and erupted into a fireball moments after takeoff from the international airport in Louisville, Kentucky, killing 9, including all 3 aboard, and injuring 11 on the ground. Flames from the crash, shortly before sundown, ignited a string of fires in an industrial corridor adjacent to the airport, forcing authorities to halt flight operations through the night, the officials said. The Louisville airport was expected to reopen on Wednesday morning. 2 runways were strewn with debris from the crash. The United States has drafted a United Nations resolution that approves a 2-year mandate for a Gaza transitional governance body and an international stabilization force in the Palestinian enclave. The draft, which is still being developed and could change, was shared with some countries this week, but has not yet been formally circulated to the 15-member Security Council for negotiations, diplomats said. It was not immediately clear when Washington planned to do that. NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte has assured Romania that the alliance would defend it with full military strength if attacked, amid US troop reductions in Eastern Europe. Speaking in Bucharest, Rutte said any attack on Romania would trigger NATO's total response, from air and naval power to land forces. He reaffirmed the alliance's collective defence principle and downplayed Washington's troop cuts as a routine adjustment. Japan has deployed troops to the country's rugged north to help trap bears, after local authorities said besieged communities were struggling to cope with an unprecedented wave of attacks. The operation began in Kazuno, a small town nestled among forested mountains that has seen a sharp rise in bear sightings. For weeks, residents have been urged to avoid the thick woods and stay indoors after dark to keep clear of bears foraging near homes for food. 2 French citizens have been freed because of Islamic clemency and are still in Iran. French President Emmanuel Macron said on Tuesday that Iran released Cécile Kohler and her partner Jacques Paris, who were detained in Iran for over 3 years and were convicted of spying. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said the 2 are currently at the French embassy in Iran, adding an Iranian woman freed by Paris earlier this year is at the Iranian embassy in France. China will suspend its 24% additional tariff on US goods for 1 year, but retain a 10% levy, following last week's meeting between President Xi Jinping and US President Donald Trump. The State Council's Tariff Commission also announced China, the world's top agricultural buyer, will lift some tariffs of up to 15% on US agricultural goods from 10th November. The Chinese government has issued guidance requiring new data center projects that have received any state funds to only use domestically made artificial intelligence chips. In recent weeks, Chinese regulatory authorities have ordered such data centers that are less than 30% complete to remove all installed foreign chips or cancel plans to purchase them, while projects in a more advanced stage will be decided on a case-by-case basis. And archaeologists in China's Xi'an have uncovered more than 500 ancient tombs dating from the Warring States to the Qing dynasty. The dig revealed over 1,100 artifacts, including pottery and figurines. Among the finds were 25 rare piled stone tombs, the largest such cluster ever discovered in the region. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samar.tv. Thank you for watching Samar News.